Hello and welcome to another very special video that I have put together. First of all, I wanted to introduce myself to anyone not yet familiar with who I am. My name is Dmitry and I am an expat living here in the Philippines in the city of Metro Manila. I was born in Ukraine and raised in New York City before moving here with my wife in February of 2019. But that story has already been covered in one of my recent videos, and I urge anyone who has not yet seen it to watch that story, which I have posted just a few weeks ago on my 40th birthday. While you watch me ride my little electric scooter from my old home in Makati to visit my in-laws in Quezon City in this video, I would like to share some of my personal experiences, knowledge, feelings about life, and what it means to be a part of the human race. Every person alive deserves to have a purpose in their life, something to live for. Without purpose, we are just taking up space without meaning. I suppose this is something that I took from Agent Smith in the Matrix series. Hey, just because he was a bad guy doesn't mean that he was wrong about everything. Even Hitler did a lot of objectively good things for his country and was responsible for the construction of what is still arguably the best highway system in the world, as well as lifting millions of Germans out of poverty by launching an initially peaceful Great Industrial Revolution. That being said, it is impossible to estimate just how much better Germany and the rest of the world would have been had he not ever lived, as he was very deservingly known as one of the most evil people to walk the earth in the 20th century, since his start of persecuting minorities and launching a genocide which led to the deaths of tens of millions of people in one of the darkest periods in all of human history. Now, going back to Agent Smith, like him, I believe that without purpose, a life is meaningless, and a life without meaning is a life wasted. Unlike Smith, however, I believe that it is up to each individual to use their God-given power of choice and free will to determine what this purpose should be. Some people go their whole lives in trying to discover what their purpose is, knowingly or not. Some find purpose and meaning in being a contributing part of a community, whether it's growing a circle of friends and participating in shared activities, being part of and supporting a family unit, belonging to a larger community such as a religious or political or other social organization, or whatever else floats your boat. For most people, being social creatures, the greatest satisfaction out of any of these options is to feel like they have something to contribute to whatever group they are a part of. As for myself though, being a Ukrainian-born American expat living in the Philippines, my greatest satisfaction is knowing that I have helped to improve the lives of others, no matter who or where they might be. I feel like since in this life we are all in it together, the best thing to do is to improve this shared life experience in one form or another. Since becoming an adult, I have never felt myself as a religious person. Not to say that I don't believe in God, because I do have a strong belief that there is a higher power that cannot be seen, only felt. A super intelligent source of all the energies in the universe with a purpose. What matters to me, however, is not how we pray, or if we pray at all even, but the kind of life that we live. Life is a gift that we are given, and no matter what kind of life anyone is born into, from a life born into great wealth and freedom, to a life born into slavery, or anything in between, we all have some fundamental choices as to how we decide to live our lives. An atheist can build a homeless shelter and feed the hungry out of the goodness of his heart, while a devout religious man can be a closeted pedophile and support the mistreatment of those he believes are morally inferior. Ultimately, it is the way that you treat others and not just yourself, which is a definition of what kind of person you are. I have had some experience when it comes to charitable acts. One of the first phrases that I learned in Tagalog was, "Gusto mo kumain?" meaning, "Do you want to eat?" Because I quickly realized that instead of giving out money to homeless people I passed by on the street, it is much better to offer them food instead. Luckily, finding a bodega or a fast food place around the streets of Metro Manila is a commonplace. A piece of cooked chicken with serving of rice and a bottle of water is typically about 100 pesos, which is around $2 US. It makes me feel truly blessed that I am fortunate enough not only to be able to help a person not be hungry for a little while, but also have an experience for a random stranger, providing much needed nourishment, which will hopefully last in their memory and translate into themselves committing to a good deed that they will pay forward to another person in need. I am a firm believer in the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. There is nothing positive about being negative, unless of course you're being tested for COVID-19. And the more positivity you have around you, the more it is bound to come back to you in one way or another. Setting an example of treating others in a certain way can influence others the way they in turn go to influence even more people. One of the things that shapes human behavior is following by example, and I think that it is one of the big reasons why there are so many kind-hearted people here in the Philippines, because there are a lot of examples of kindness that this country is really known for, and it is also why I am so happy to be living among these people. One of the things that makes Filipinos so special is the overall appreciation that they have towards life in general and other people in particular. There is a special kind of human-to-human relationship that is extended to kababayans or countrymen and foreigners alike. The overall attitude of everyday people, from store clerks, police officers, security guards, and most others you would see throughout an average day, is to greet each other with a smile. While some of the Western countries are known for a deep-rooted culture of police brutality, I can personally attest to the attitude of American police officers of unfortunately having way too many examples, as acting as if they are righteous warriors, whose sole purpose of waking up in the morning is to find a criminal and to beat them down, sometimes by strangling them by putting a knee on their neck until they suffocate. However imperfect the police force is in the Philippines, the general attitude here is to promote people's safety and well-being first and foremost. This kind of attitude of general well-being seems to be extended to the rest of society, and I am taking it upon myself to promote this kind of a mindset. One example that I can speak of from personal experience is when I was buying an electrical plug adapter in an Ace hardware store to be used with the power charger for my scooter, because my battery was running very low and I needed to find a place to pop up the battery. When the manager of the store learned about this, he offered to let me keep my scooter plugged in his store while I went out to get some lunch. When I came back to pick up my scooter, I had enough charge to be able to get home. There are more examples where some of the people that I have met have shown me some very unexpected levels of kindness, such as the kagawad, or captain, of a poor district known as a barangay here in the Philippines, who had gone out of his way to make sure that I was reunited with my stolen property, and that another story of a railway station cleanup operator who helped me get back whatever was left of my lost wallet. These and others are some of the very finest people that I have met in the past year and a half while living here in the Philippines, and I am sure that I will meet many others like them still. Needless to say that my wife and her whole extended family is no exception to this stereotype, and I feel truly blessed for that. They readily adopted me into their family and made me feel like I really belong. No one knows where the future will take me, but one thing is for sure, that I will always be surrounded by loved ones, with this family, these people, and this country that I now call my home. So, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, since that does really help me out a lot. And stay tuned for more videos coming at you from the Timelapse Traveler.